आमच्या वांगडा आसा वेर्ना इंडस्ट्रियल असोसिएशनाचे प्रेसिडेंट प्रदीप दा कोस्ता. सर, तुमकां आमच्या कार्यावळीन येवकार.
गुड मॉर्निंग.
म्हाका सांगा की हांगासरची इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट आसा ती बरीच वर्सां जालीं चालू आसा. कितले इंडस्ट्रीज सद्या आसा हांगासर?
ओरिजिनली स्टार्ट जालें तेन्ना एक 450 सुमार प्लॉट अलॉट बी जाल्ले. आतां सद्या इन ऑपरेशन अबाउट 350 to 375 इन ऑपरेशन एज ऑफ टुडे.
कितें कितें प्रॉब्लम्स आसा तुमचे मेजर?
Major problem is the quality of power. Major. Power is enough, but the infrastructure is not up to the mark. It's not supporting the power requirements. And other Gormi zone, all the transformers are getting overheated, and again there are power trips. Basically shutdowns. Because our substation it caters not only to Verna, it caters to the whole of Marmago Taluka, which means Sankwal Industrial Estate, plus Indian Navy, plus full of Vasco and MPT. So you can imagine the power load that is required.
सो तुमी आतां म्हटलें की पावर आउटेज खूब जाता. सो पावर आउटेजा खातीर तुमकां मेजर प्रॉब्लम्स कसले दिसताचे जातात?
सी मेजरली कोण कंटिन्युअस प्रोसेस इंडस्ट्री आसा. आतां मेजरली आमची आसा ते हांगा फार्मा. About 60-70% are pharma. So whoever is doing blister packaging and things like that, which is continuous process, so minute there's a slight power outage, the whole line gets disrupted, which means the whole that much scrap is generated. And parat start karta then the machine again there's a huge downtime. So either they have to invest into good quality UPS systems, which is expensive because they have multiple lines, or they have to pay this cost. So it is a question mark.
जे फूल इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट आसा पळय तेंचें पावर कन्जम्पशन टोटल कितलें?
Our requirement at peak is around 80 MW at peak, and off peak, that is in the night, it is around 60 MW, and total capacity of Verna is 120. So in terms of capacity there's enough power, but the problem is this infrastructure is more than nearly 30 years old now. So you can imagine azun kaits now 5 years they are talking about a backup transformer, nothing has happened, but finally now we are getting a 50 MV backup transformer, which hopefully should be commissioned in June-July. So that will help this phase.
सो हालीं आमी अशे खुबशे इन्सिडंट्स पळयता, पिलँड जावं किंवा वेळीन जावं जे उजो लागपाचो प्रकार खूब वाडला. सो तुमच्या इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेटींनी तुमी अशे अवेरनेस प्रोग्राम जावं किंवा मॉक ड्रील म्हणटात तशा प्रकारचे कितें घेतल्या?
No, as a industry associations corona, but see all our factories being pharma majorly, they are governed by FDA rules. And FDA, not only Indian FDA, US FDA, त्यांचे परत every 3 months if you see they have audits. So fire mock drills and all is mandatory. So that is ongoing, and they have the whole infrastructure in place. Common problems with fire and all is the SME sector, which is the support system. Now they don't have the capabilities to manage fires on their own. So what we have been talking to GIDC now is to put at least fire hydrant system in those SME areas, which can be done because we have raw water. So now probably in this next 1 year we should get that going.
बिसाइड्स फार्मा आनी कसले इंडस्ट्रीज वर्किंग आसा सध्या?
Yeah, see, majorly is pharma. The next after them is the cabling industry, universal cabling. Anga opposite is Duraline, magir Finolex is there, then HFCL is there. So cabling is the second biggest after pharma, and then is the engineering. Now in engineering we have the first is Siemens, which is the biggest, and the first ever is IFB Industries, which is where now has the AC plant also come up. Then you have Comscope, then you have Syntagon, then you have n number of packaging, engineering industries. And then finally the SME, which is the support system to all this. And majority of the SME is in the packaging, like corrugated boxes and all those kinds of things.
फाटली 5 वर्सां हांगासर आनी कसली न्यू इंडस्ट्री बी येयल्या?
Last 5 years only what we have got is around 15 new industries that have come up, but part of those 15 industries has been in the automobile service center, like Audi has come up. So in actual manufacturing only about 8 or 9 have come up.
Okay. तुम्ही कितली वर्सां जाली हांगासर आसा?
26 years.
सो तुम्ही म्हणजे आधीचे सिच्युएशन पळयलें आनी आतांची सिच्युएशन पळयलां की वेदर इट इज इम्प्रूव्ड ऑर इज इट द सेम?
No, in terms of the overall infrastructure and all, it has definitely improved. If you see, our road networks are quite good now. Everything is good. Even the water, because now in the last 6-7 years we have got raw water supply, which is again very good. Earlier, water was a big shortage. Now we have raw water at least. So unless you have a filtration plant in house, and that also solves it. So infrastructure has improved. but still it is not up to the mark. It can still be better. But it is like how you see. Now on Sunday, the managing chairman and managing director of Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation was with me, and she wanted to look around this estate. So I took her all around, including the bad parts of the estate. But she was all praise for Verna. This is like a very good industrial estate. So ते कशे तू पळयता तशें आसता. Yeah. So now going ahead, now I mentioned that the existing power infrastructure is okay, though the maintenance, the quality is still low. But going ahead, Verna Industrial Estate is about 74 lakh square meters, out of which the existing estate is 45 lakh square meters. The balance for 25 lakh square meters was the old SEZs, which now they have opened for new plots, and allotment and all is started. In fact, some of them have already started construction. So which means in the next 3 to 5 years, all these new industries will start coming up, which means they'll have a huge power requirement. So this existing infrastructure will not take care of it. So there is a planned separate substation for them, but unless that happens immediately, they will struggle. So that power is a requirement. Water is not in water network system is already started being laying out, so they'll have water because raw water is abundant. But main problem will be power for them. So if the government doesn't do anything about that new substation immediately, they will struggle because it will take the government at least 2 to 3 years to build a substation. So if that power substation is not ready, they will struggle for power. But it's planned. So, but the government should move as fast.
So this is the second Verna Industrial Phase 2 म्हणतात.
It's not phase 4, it's known as phase 4.
Phase 4. Okay.
The current is 3 phases, that is phase 4. So it's known as phase 4, which is towards the Lotuli side, which is the former SEZ areas.
Okay.
So that is about nearly 28 lakh square meters, where this construction has already started. So they will come into production in the next 2 to 3 years, for which means tenga power jai padli. The existing substation cannot cater to them. So the new substation is planned, land is identified, but power department has to now take it over and start executing. Because tenche tendering, by the time they get the transformers, erection, then because the line will have to be drawn from wherever it is to the substation, and then the distribution network. So take a time kubaha. So 3 years, at least in the next 2 to 3 years, hopefully that will happen. So that is the only concern. अनेक गोष्टी उरल्या की आता फेज 4 आता उलयतालो regarding water, power. The next thing is accessibility to that thing. Right now already we have nearly 40,000-50,000 employment in this existing area. In that area, probably at least another 20,000-30,000 people will start getting employed, which means that means vehicular movement, not only employee vehicles, plus trucks and trailers and all. Now that the accessibility is very narrow and practically impossible. So just last week I had a meeting with PWD Highways along with GIDC to kind of make an elevated road to that spot. So based on which what they told me is make a representation directly to Mr. Nitin Gadkari, who is the Minister for Road Transport and Highways. So kal I take an application dalda, which possibly I am hopeful will happen in the next year. Because last year, 2 years back, I made a similar application to him for making utility corridors along this current national highway. And within 6 months, he sanctioned it. It's a 33 crore project, but execution will happen now. Okay. But he sanctioned it within about 6 months. So this also we are hopeful that elevated road will also happen in the next 2 to 3 years. My people's life will be easy. But now the main issue for us in the industrial estate is तुम्ही पहिले आसतले मेन हायवे आतां चोको ब्लॉक जाता 2 आमचे सिग्नल जंक्शन आहा. One is at Birla Cross, the other one is at Titan. With the Zuari bridge open करून the full main entrance gets jammed. So people to come to work and exit from work is a big nuisance value. So unless that elevated road which is planned happens very fast, आमकां त्रासूच आहा in the next 3 to 5 years. So I've been asking for changes in the existing infrastructure with the PWD and the RTO, but it's taking time. So let us see how fast we can move that till the elevated road happens.